I wanted to offer you guys a couple tips if you are still teaching using Zoom. Zoom, obviously, you're going to have the best quality for audio when you're using a mixer. So if you need help getting that set up, if you want to use a microphone, which I highly do advise, and then also to integrate your music into a mixer to then input into Zoom, I can help you with that setup. Now, as a reminder, the reason why a mixer is so highly recommended is because of the Zoom processing delays that sometimes when your mic sound comes in and the music sound comes in, it comes in at two different times and processed differently with Zoom, that could mean that when you're cueing, it's off the beat of the timing, as well as the music can be delayed, as well as garbled. So when you're using a mixer and you input the microphone and the music into a mixer, it's processed there and then inputted into Zoom as a whole so that the sound quality is so much higher. It matches the timing of when you actually want to cue to go to a different move, as well as the music sounds so much better as well. So if you need help with that, just let me know. But I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to improve your video quality as well as your sound audio quality when you are teaching on Zoom, or even if you're doing just like what I'm doing right now, is talking with you. So if you do presentations, or you do one-on-one consultation, or you're doing personal training one-on-one, this might be able to help you to be able to come across better, as well as also have your sound better as well. Now, I'm going to show you some steps on the check marks of what you do and don't want to have, and this may be different from what you've previously been told. So here's some things we're going to do. We're going to go down into this bottom corner here, and the first thing we're going to start with is your audio sound. So I already previewed and told you that you're going to have the best quality audio sound when you are using a microphone, first of all, but then when you're using a mixer and integrating it into the Zoom application. But something else that you want to consider is if you click on this up arrow, you're going to go to the audio settings. So here in the audio settings, we've gone through extensively in the guides here of this group so that you can see the different settings on how you want to disable Zoom trying to do integration of your background noise and to muffle your sound in the front. So there's a lot of settings we could do on that. So feel free to go through the guides to go through some of the deeper connection of what we've done with settings here. Now, I do need to preface and tell you, I'm actually not using an external microphone. My son stole it for his gaming, so I'm just using my laptop's microphone to talk to you here. But some things that we want to make sure that you are checking off when you are teaching are some of these settings here. So make sure, again, that you want to decrease some of that background noise so that your audio can come across. And these are some great little explanations on what you might be doing and why it would muffle that. So some of those things are what you want to consider. But that's not what we want to talk about here. What we want to talk about here, obviously don't have that on. What we want to talk about here is this original sound. So this original sound is something that you want to consider turning on. So right now you can see here that I've got mine checked off. And if you look up here in the top corner, you're going to see original sound is off. So that means that I will sound better if I turn it on. So if you don't see the option up here in your top left corner, that's because this is not checked off. So you want to go into your audio settings like I showed you and come down to the music and professional audio and select here, show in meeting to enable the sound. So here's some options. Obviously, when you are working with music, it's going to be different. But if we're just talking back and forth here like this, we want to have the option to be on. I don't want to turn this selection on here, but again, if you're going to use this high fidelity music mode, it says here that it optimizes Zoom audio for highest quality music. It can increase, obviously, your CPU utilization. So what does that mean? It means that it could slow down the processor of your computer, and there could be some freezing or juddering in it, especially if you don't have a lot of storage capability or processor speeds in your computer. So that's one thing to be very careful about because it does take up a lot more bandwidth And as it says here, using Wi-Fi is not recommended. And I'm going to say that like so strongly. So I teach a Zoom class for my gym every Wednesday night, and there's no way ever that I will teach this class without being connected to an Ethernet cord. I will never, ever, ever rely or teach on a Wi-Fi network. And I suggest that for you, especially if you are having paying clients, make sure that you are using an Ethernet cord. And what I actually do, because I teach out in the secondary garage, and here in my office, I have a dedicated internet line just for myself and my business, just because obviously my business is the livelihood of our family, that I need to make sure that I've got the highest quality and only exclusive Ethernet and internet stream. So what I've done is I've actually purchased a 100-foot cable. And what I've done is I got it on a spoolie, and every time I teach, I run it out here, I plug it into my dedicated line, and then I teach using my network, using an Ethernet cord. And so that I have no chance of it, I shouldn't say no chance, but less chance of it freezing or cutting out or any of that stuff. So those are some things to consider. And obviously, if you're using a mixer, you're going to have a higher quality audio nonetheless. But when we have this on, the button option that you want to make sure that you are selecting is up here in this top left corner. Turn the original sound on, and you're going to sound so much better. Now, here's another secondary hack on how to improve your video. If you're using your webcam video from your computer or iPad or whatever you're using, you're not going to have the option. All right, you need to have an external webcam. I personally have a Logitech 1080, I want to say it is. It's one of the best ones recommended, and I have it plugged in. This is what I'm using right now. So the bypass is this, and I kind of was like, wow, that's neat, that's interesting. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna cut off my video from here. So you're gonna come down in the bottom corner and you're gonna stop the video here. Now I'm still gonna talk to you, so stay tuned, because this is what we're going to do. We're gonna stop the video. So here I now, of course, not using the video coming from my Logitech webcam through Zoom. I discontinued it here through Zoom. Here's the secret hack, because here's the thing. Let me come back on video so I can talk to you. When you're using whatever camera, whether it's going to be your webcam or this external Logitech, when it's integrated through this portion of the video through Zoom, Zoom degrades it. So you might see yourself looking cute, but what happens is the viewers don't see you like that because it's been downgraded, I want to say, to 360. Ugh. Is that right? Yeah. Because 360 times 2 is 720, and then 720 times 2 is 1040. Right? 1420? Whatever. I can only count to 8, right? I'm a group fitness instructor. Okay. So it's downgraded to 320. Yuck. So here's a way to bypass that and get to your 1080 using your Logitech or other external camera. So we want to get to a high definition. You're going to discontinue using this here, stop video. You're going to come down to share screen, click on that. Now, you're always going to be brought up here to your basic functions. What you want to do is click over here to the advanced files. Now, I discovered this by following someone on YouTube, and they said that this option typically was created for, say, professors or teachers who have to really show the fine detail of books that they might be displaying. So this is going to then select my option for my secondary camera, which would be my Logitech. And here's where we're going to go. So we're going to click on share. Ooh, and I'm over here. Why do we want this one? This is not switch camera. This is the one we want. So this now is coming through my Logitech, and it's streaming through the Zoom using a higher quality definition. And I'm going to stop that. Go back to my regular video screening here. So now here's something else that we want to make sure that we do not use in our video settings. And I know it sounds tempting, especially as you start to age and you're up nearing the 50s, is we want to touch up our appearance. No, don't do that. So go here to your video settings down below, and you're going to see here some options on what it's going to do to your video. So let's go through some of them. Oops, I do have touch up my appearance on. Oh boy, I'm scared to take it off. Let's just do it and see what happens. Here we go. Do you see a difference? I don't know. I took it off. You don't want it on. And the reason is, I don't know, you may see the difference right now because I'm looking at this live presentation post workout. That's why I have half an eyeliner on. I mean, if you're like me, you know you barely have an eyeliner on after class. But what this does is when you put it on, it kind of fuzzies you up. Oh, I do see a slight difference. Look at my forehead. Okay, look at my forehead. All right, this is off. That's on. Do you see it? Off, on. Yeah, so you don't want that on. And the other thing that you do not want on is adjust for low light. So even if you do have, if you aren't using lighting, use this. But if you're teaching and you're making people pay for you, you should probably have the equipment. So if you're using lighting, then you don't need this, because what that might do is blow you out. It might overexpose you. So those are some key points that you want to make sure that you have set. So again, make sure that you have original sound on. And if you want the highest 1080 HD video, then discontinue using the video through Zoom, but share your video using your secondary camera. So again, you'd go here, get rid of that. And you go to there and you use content from secondary camera. I click on share and it's using my Logitech because my laptop was over here, and that's this one over here. Is it switching? Yeah, so this one's my laptop's webcam and this is my Logitech. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. And guys, I want to make this more interactive in this group to help you expand your ability to teach more fitness in a way that helps you, doesn't hurt you. And that, in my suggestion, is to not add more classes on. We have to be smart about what we're doing with our bodies, but more importantly, our time too. More importantly, our bodies too. But we want to make sure that we can expand servicing and helping more people in a greater capacity. And I can help you in any of that. I hope I can. And you guys know that I am a coach aligned with a health and fitness company. And you don't have to do that, but I can help you understanding how you can create affiliate link options with different products, even stuff over on Amazon that can just filter in a little bit of extra money here and there, but also being able to create an online community full of people that love you and putting them together so that when you do have a way to offer something for them, whether you're doing a special fun masterclass that you want to do online, or you want to sell this ticket to a special class with a special trainer, whatever the case might be. But obviously that stuff does take a lot of extra work and does take, and only you get paid if someone does follow through. Long-term residual income, to me, smartest way to expand your reach and ability and services is to not only rely on what you can offer. You can still do that, but to be a product of recommendations for a company that can offer a complete solution. Remember, what you love is not exactly what everyone else is going to love, and we have to meet them where they are. And sometimes it might just be one small change in their diet or their workouts that's going to make all the difference for them to change their lifestyle. So thanks so much for being here.